Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final episode this season of the Mostest Okayest Podcast. This is Steven, also known as the Hollow Jolly Gamer. I have with me Garcia, and we have our two-time listener of the week with us, Ben. Tyler is currently with his parents. He's going to be popping in and out of the show tonight. He's a little busy. So, with that, I just want to go ahead and turn to my host and my guest. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. What is up? What's going on tonight, man?
I don't want to talk about the Buccaneers game. Get that
Hey,
off
you
the
know
screen.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
that
there, man.
off.
We're gonna talk about
Get
that.
Get off that.
Choke City, Ben. Choke City.
Not even just Choke City. The amount of injury. We have Le'Veon Bell now, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, for sure.
We will definitely get to that.
So, Steven, how are you feeling?
I'm I'm a little hoarse, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I could tell, man.
Going full pony. Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Jesus.
But
What do we got on tap tonight, man?
But tonight it is just a celebration. We've gotten through a full year of this. We're gonna be taking a break next week, but by the time we come back, it'll be our 1 year anniversary. So,
damn,
we've been doing the show for a year. That's crazy. I know you haven't been with me and Tyler the whole time, but I'd like to think of you as a host just as much as Tyler is, and you're part of the show, man. So we've been going for a year.
I appreciate that, man. It hasn't felt like a year at all, man.
Oh no!
Even when I joined in, God, when I remember when y'all started this, it doesn't feel like a year at all.
Oh no, not at all. And I mean, it's been a weird year. I remember at the beginning of the year, everybody was like, "Oh, COVID's just about over. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna start opening up again." And I don't know. This year's kind of felt like limbo.
Limbo and COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. But Tyler usually starts these things off with a question. So I'm going to just pose a themed question, I guess.
Okay.
What are you guys' plans for this weekend? And for all of our listeners out there, if you're listening to this before the holiday, what are your plans this weekend? If you're listening to it after, how was your holiday? Go ahead and start with either one of you.
Hey, Ben, what you got, man?
We don't actually have a whole lot planned, to be honest, because originally we just moved to New Mexico in August, late August this year. So going home is obviously not an option right now. So I think my fiance and I are just gonna spend it here. I know we're gonna probably FaceTime her family because we like to play. We used to play Christmas Eve games with them. We'd go up, obviously, from Rochester, New York to New Hampshire is 6 hours, but New Mexico to New Hampshire is more like 20. So I mean, not gonna happen this year. But usually when we were in Rochester, we went up to see our parents for the holidays, and we'd play Christmas Eve games. We're probably gonna FaceTime them on our TV and see if we can't play charades over the internet or something like that. And then really not much else. I mean, there's really not going too much going on around us. So we're probably just gonna wake up on Christmas Day and watch her parents open presents, and then we have our own present opening. But I think we're doing a nice little ham brunch thing with some French toast mix and some bacon, some eggs, kind of go with it. That's about all we got on our docket.
That sounds good.
Nice.
That sounds nice,
man. That does. That's awesome. What about you, Steven? What you got?
Oh, for me, well, usually we do this thing Christmas Eve. It's like the full extended family. It's like my great aunts, my great uncles, and all this stuff. But unfortunately, my great aunt passed away this year, and it's kind of been hard on the family. So my uncles are going to be going and doing their own thing. Another one of my uncles is going to be spending Christmas Eve with us, along with my grandpa. So we're all going to just try to do something together. But then Saturday morning, I go up to Springs, and I go open presents with my little sister, Savannah. And then come back down and do stuff with the rest of my family. We open up our presents there. And then the thing we've been doing since Savannah was born is we usually wait to open, my sister Courtney and my mom and myself. We usually wait to open our presents till late at night. So we'll probably come back home 8, 9 o'clock, open up our presents, and go to bed. So
Dang.
we got a full docket, but it's definitely gonna be different this year. I do want to say that right now, while we're live. We miss you, Aunt Roberta. We really do, and I know your siblings miss you, but we'll see you. We'll see you again someday. But what about you, Garcia?
Me? Oh man. Well, I got my two older kids here, 2 out of 3 here visiting for the next 2 weeks. They're on winter break. So, man, for Christmas, um, pretty much gonna wing it, man. I'm gonna smoke beer can chicken for sure. Maybe a brisket as well. Just really chilling out. Maybe watch some basketball. Just really, really focusing on the kids and Missy too. Just really getting that family time in. This whole year just went by super fast, and with COVID, you never know what to expect with travel restrictions or anything like that. So I'm just really taking it in and trying to spend as much time as I can with them.
Just enjoying the time you get. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Because there's some years I don't get them for Christmas, and that freaking sucks, man. So I mean, this year definitely, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the most important part of the season is just be grateful for what you got, right?
Exactly. With whatever you get, man, because you
Yeah.
never
Oh yeah.
know. You never know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are some good answers. I really appreciate you guys opening up like that.
You too, bro.
But yeah, it's that time of year. It's that time of year to you know just get together and spend the time with the people you love, and that's all that really matters.
Yep.
But let's go into a few things before we get into the NFL stuff.
Okay.
This is essentially going to work as our year in review episode. Any big things you guys can think of that you want to talk about that happened this year?
Man,
Personal, national, anything like that, international. Could
what do
be
you
Boy,
think, Ben?
could be sports
trying to
related.
think as you think about the whole year, and you're like, God, do I even remember enough of the year? Because it's just gone by. I mean, yesterday was Halloween, right? So it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
can I really remember what May was like when this week is Christmas? It's oof. Have to take a breath for a second and realize that would this year even happen?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, for right now, I think it's my old orthodontist bills paid off this month, but then my new orthodontist bill starts. So I mean,
Oh my God.
never change orthodontist when you're moving states. Try and save if you can't finish it, otherwise you're left with a mouthful of metal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
what else?
I don't know. Like, it's crazy, Steven. Like, I've been here for a year already in California.
I know. It's been crazy. It's been a year since you
A
left.
year.
Yeah.
Like, that fast. Like, it just ends right. It's just like kind of like a blur almost. Like, just
And I mean,
Halloween and then
I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but for
what's
me
that?
especially, like ever since we shut down last year,
Hmm.
time has moved fast since high school ended. But like the last 2 years have just felt like you wake up and like 6 weeks have passed, and it's like, what happened? What? It's already October. It's already
And it's
December.
unpredictable too, man. Like, you
Yeah,
don't know what can happen. Like, look at Omicron, right?
yeah,
Like, really? You just had to announce that? What was it, right after Thanksgiving? Like, great
uh,
timing, guys. Great timing. And unpredictable. I'd say that's the word of the year. Is you don't know what to expect,
yeah.
and for it to go so fast, it's like great.
Well, before we
Y-
start shredding Ben about the Bucks, how about we talk
Oh
about
yeah.
the Super Bowl this year? I mean, the Bucks won a Super
What about?
Bowl. They beat the Chiefs.
I mean, they're
Okay.
also the only team that did it. I mean, it's surprising me that the NFL's been around for what, 100 years, I think, like give
Yeah,
or
Hmm.
take.
yeah.
And the Buccaneers are the first team to win in their home stadium. You're telling me
That
in
was
100 years it's never happened.
that was pretty cool though. That
Yeah,
was epic.
that was pretty
That was
neat.
epic.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering how many other teams have played in their home stadium but lost, and we just don't talk about it.
probably quite a few. I mean, there's
'Cause
probably a stat out there. Somebody probably keeps track.
That's like my least favorite thing with the NFL is when they pull up these obscure stats. Like he's the first wide receiver on his 15th team in his 13th year to score 1,000 yards, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
thanks.
yeah. Those stats are weird. The really obscure ones. The first
Yep.
quarterback since 1963 to throw a 3-fingered touchdown left-handed. It's like,
And you're
okay,
like, okay. And then you give the ball away, and you're like, all right, guess we'll never see where those go.
yep. That's
Because they
funny.
did it with Brady's 700th career touchdown. They did it with his with Mike Evans' 1,000-yard receiving year last year. It's like, where are you putting all this?
Yep. Well, what wasn't that a thing earlier in the season? Was it his 700 touchdown, or was it something else where somebody threw the touch
It's Mike Evans throwing the 700th touchdown pass, I think it was, into the stands,
into the
or 500.
stands? Yeah, something like that.
It's like 5 or 700, but Mike Evans caught it and tossed it into the stands, and that fan made out like a bandit.
I mean, he did, but I mean, I would have negotiated for so much more. Like, I'd have been like lifetime tickets, like box seat or not? Yeah, bought the box seats, just wherever, whatever I could want. I mean, this is Brady's this is a lifetime achievement, and he's just like, nah, it's cool. I want the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I know I don't really
Yeah,
watch basketball, Garcia, but is there anything interesting about last season?
I'd say it was the Milwaukee Bucks to me, man. For them to win a championship, I'm not a Bucks fan, but they did copy the Spurs, system with Mike Budenholzer. But like the players they had, and they drafted those players to put it all together and win a championship. I thought that was pretty cool. Now I didn't watch much basketball last year, but watching some of the finals, that was pretty cool. Seeing Giannis win a championship with the team that he was drafted by was awesome.
What was it this last year they suspended and they did the bubble, or was that 2 years ago now?
That was 2 years ago when the Lakers won. They won that in the bubble.
Was it really 2 years ago already?
Yeah. Or it'll be
It's crazy.
no, about a year and a half ago. Year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
what, baseball didn't start until July last year,
Right.
and then they started regular this year. And I mean, being a Colorado kid, it's so hard to enjoy baseball. Like, you want to root for the hometown team, and all the love to the Rockies. And I love Coors Field. I think it's honestly one of the most beautiful fields in the entire league.
Yeah.
But the team is such a disappointment from year to year.
Well, when you trade some key players like Arenado and
Well, I mean, it
come on,
feels
man.
like that all the time, though. Like
Yeah,
they
it's every 3 or 4 years.
like they build up these players to superstar status, and then they're just like, "What can we get for them?" It's like,
Yep.
really? Like, what?
Like
Why?
a rotation, man. That's how my Rangers are too. They were decent like 2010,
Mm,
and here they go, finally picking up free agents. So I'm like, let's see what my guys can do.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny because I talk to Tyler quite a few times a year, and I'm like, "Let's go watch a Rockies game," and then I'm like, I don't want to go waste, $60 on a Rockies game.
I don't know, but the experience is fun though, man. Win or
It
lose, those
is.
baseball games are fun.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
Man, what else can I think of sporting wise? Avs almost made it to the
This is true.
they almost made it to the Stanley Cup, but then they got destroyed.
Yeah, I think they got a good shot this year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know you were excited about, what was it, the Diablo 2 remaster this year?
That was a huge letdown.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was all right,
I said,
man.
I know you were hyping it up and you were all excited, but it was a letdown.
It was mainly. I'm still waiting for Diablo 4 though.
That's right, they did announce that.
Yeah. So the remaster was just a fucking filler. That's all that was.
So what was more of a letdown, Diablo 2 or Battlefield?
Battlefield.
Battlefield was the bigger letdown.
Yeah, that was a letdown.
Okay.
That game. Now I'm waiting for Final Fantasy 16 in February. I'm like, do not delay this shit for PS5. Come on.
Is it already coming out? Did they announce a day?
Yeah, well they didn't. They said February. I know that for sure.
I know
I'm looking right now.
I know they still have to release 7 Part 2, right?
Yeah, that'll be separate though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
See, I never got into Final Fantasy. You ever play Final Fantasy, Ben?
I have not. I mean, I know how JRPGs work. I played Chrono Quest, Chrono Trigger,
Yeah.
for a while. Same style of play,
Yep.
right? I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
just never played the Final Fantasy games, but I am familiar with how they play,
Yeah.
just on that one experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My first foray into any of that was Kingdom Hearts, and uh, I was sitting there and I was like, "There are games based upon these characters," and people were like, "Yeah, are you stupid?" I was like, "Okay, don't have to be
Yeah.
hurtful about it."
Exactly. I don't know. Those series are always pretty good, man. They're never really like a letdown.
No.
And then what was it, another one playing the Spider-Man games too, like Spider-Man
Oh,
Remastered and the Miles Morales. Like, I'm watching my kids play it now, like to have them experience it. Did did you know that they have like end credit scenes in those games? I'm like,
yeah,
am I watching a movie?
yeah. I heard there were post credit scenes in those games. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's great." It's like
Yeah.
Marvel just doing whatever they want. Huh?
Yeah, man. I was surprised. I'm like, dude, y'all got something good here.
And
That was cool.
I mean, I so bad want to be able to play those games, but like,
Dude.
I have responsibilities first. I
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah, yeah, as you do. Yeah.
I just I want
Aren't,
I
aren't
saw
you the same person that left one of your streams to go play Battlefield?
one of my streams to go play Battlefield. No, I haven't
Yeah.
played Battlefield
Okay.
at all.
Okay. Making sure.
But
Yeah.
no, it just it sucks because on Black Friday the PS4s were like $170,
Whoa.
and I was like, I could honestly buy it. I have the money for it, and I was like, I can't buy it because I owe people money.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I was like, man, I could play Spider Man tomorrow.
I'm
And
like, there's no rush though, man. The cool thing is when you
there's not
finally get it, you just take your time with it.
there's
Trust me.
not, and I mean, trust me, I've been saving money. I've only had 2 paychecks at this new job, but you know,
Yeah.
I've saved $30 from each one, and you know, once I get there, I mean,
Yep.
the new Spider Man doesn't come out till 2023, so I'm good.
Exactly. So you got time,
Yeah, I
man.
got time.
You're not missing anything. Trust me.
No,
With for PS5 exclusive games, you're not missing shit.
no, no. And I mean, right at this point, I don't really care. I play with you guys, and that's pretty much all I do anyway.
Yeah.
To take it from what me and you've been playing, anything fun for you this year, Ben? Any standouts?
Yeah, so I have a very limited selection of games that I play because like you, I have responsibilities and time just gets away from me really. Um, I mainly play on my Switch. I just play Baldur's Gate a lot, 1 and 2 on my Switch a lot at night before I go to bed. But one game I'm playing with my friends a lot is Titan Quest. It's an old action RPG game, and they actually came out. So I think Titan Quest came out in like 2015, 2014, something like that.
Hmm.
And they're still making expansions for it. So they came out with a Chinese Eternal Embers style. So my buddy and I got back into it this past weekend and actually started playing it again. I mean, it's still the same game engine from 2014, so it's really clunky. But it's good to know that games like this still get upgrades every once in a while, and it was still a blast to be able to play it because it plays in the same vein as Diablo, where loot is only one per person. So if one item spawns, it's whoever clicks on it first. You move with your mouse. You have your hotbar. Definitely a fun game if you can stand the old clunkiness of how these were back then.
Mm-hmm. You said it's called Titan Quest.
Yeah, Titan Quest.
Yeah, I'm
Titan
looking it up
Quest
right now.
came out you have like a bunch of trees you can pick out, and they came out with the original, then they came out with like a Norse, and then an Atlantean, and then they just came out with the Chinese expansion, which surprised my friend and I. Were like, how's this game having expansions? It's like 10 years old by now.
It's always cool when stuff like that happens, though.
Oh yeah.
And we play like Age of Mythology against each other, so we've occasionally played Left 4 Dead 2 and Payday 2. That's about the extent of my games. So yeah, mainly I play on my Switch with Baldur's Gate because for whatever reason it handles better on the Switch than I think on the actual PC.
That's crazy that a game that was designed for PC was better on the Switch.
Because so it's mainly Baldur's Gate is mainly a point and click. It's a Dungeon and Dragon style game, and it's really really well done. But with the Switch, because you have the joysticks, you can easily effortlessly like swivel around wherever you need to go. Where the mouse, you have to drag it to wherever you need to go and click on things. So you don't have like little like left and right triggers that quickly scroll through things.
All right.
Definitely recommend Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 for anyone who's looking to get their old-fashioned D&D.
See,
I mean, it's old. It's second edition, so it's very old.
you see, I never played Baldur's Gate, but I remember like seeing a trailer for it or something, and I was like, oh, this game was like fun. And then I heard it was like PC only, and I was like, oh, well, I can't even play it.
Well, if you have a Switch,
yeah. So
I picked up the game on the cartridge in New Hampshire of all places for $40. Haven't seen it in any other store since. And I was like, did I just have one of those moments where this old Chinese man store is behind you, and you walk in, you buy your thing, you walk on, all of a sudden the store is gone.
The store disappears.
Yeah. I've never found it on any other shelves since then. I'm like, man, did I just imagine when I bought this thing or what?
That's crazy. I mean, similar experience, but it's funny because when, oh boy, I don't know, remember the year it came out, but when Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days came out, I remember wanting it for like 6 months, couldn't find it. Finally got it, bought it, played it, beat it, and then GameStops only have like one shelf for DS games. And so I remember my sister lost the game, and I was like, man, I really want to play it again. I didn't find it for like 6 or 7 years, and then it finally popped up on a shelf, and I was like, huh, I guess I still make it.
I have an NDS which just has Heart Gold in it, and I have Emerald in the front cartridge, and I've got my buddy's Platinum cartridge in my shelf. So a long time ago, I ended up getting all the legendaries from all 3 games, and I was like, cool, I'm done playing Pokemon for a while.
And I honestly haven't played Pokemon since Sapphire. It was Sapphire and Emerald, right?
Yeah, and Ruby.
And Ruby, that's right. I don't even think I played Ruby. But I mean, I miss playing Pokemon, but it's such a time sink. Like, I'm one of those people who, like, when I start playing something, I get super obsessed with it. And I feel like if I started playing Pokemon, I'd just play like through the night. I wouldn't even realize that, like, oh hey, it's 6 a.m.
That's what my brother's experiencing, because he's never played Pokemon before in his life, doesn't know like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'll go through bouts where I'll just be playing for hours and then I'll grow bored. I'm like, yep, that's Pokemon.
That is 100% Pokemon. Yep.
The grinding in those games long ago was really annoying.
Oh yeah, it used to be bad. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's talk about one more thing. We'll go on a small break.
Okay.
I know that I've mentioned it to Garcia and Tyler. I don't know if you've heard about it. I don't know if you're as aware of gaming news as I try to be, I guess. The Activision Blizzard stuff this year. I mean, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you even know what that is, Ben?
Burn the whole company down.
Burn the whole company down? Yeah.
I mean, you can't salvage it. I mean, yes, some parts, like I think Hearthstone division of Blizzard was okay, but I mean the backlash they got was like when half of their content creators they have under their like Hearthstone division were like, we're not reviewing your cards. So half of their sets would go unreviewed and be like, what's this card? And on streams, like I remember one instance, one of the guys, his name's Trump. He's the mayor of Value Town, is what he goes by. He is like, oh look, it's the card I never reviewed, and everyone's like, what? He goes, yeah, that card being played now, I never reviewed it. That was my release card, and no one knew because he never released it. And yeah, I mean, they just did the whole thing. I don't know what happened to the CEO. Did he actually step down at all?
The CEO is refusing to step down, and the board is not doing anything to remove him.
What's going on?
Hey,
Yo, what up?
You came in for a controversial part of the podcast.
You did.
God, what's it about?
We're talking about the Activision Blizzard stuff that happened this year.
Oh, it's not controversial.
It's not. It really
Hey,
shouldn't be.
there could be one guy out there that supports all this. Okay.
That's true.
But I
That's
mean,
true.
the thing that sucks is I feel bad for the devs, for the people who are actively trying to make things they want to create, and they're able to express their creativity, and then for all this stuff to come out about the publisher. And I mean, you got to figure it goes from the top down. There might be some devs that are just as bad as the publisher themselves, but I mean, it's such a tough situation because I've heard both sides of the fence of the argument. I'm not going to buy any Activision Blizzard games because I don't want to support these kind of people. But then at the same time, it's like if you don't buy the games, you're really hurting the developers because at the end of the day, the publisher isn't gonna accept those losses. They'll just go, okay, we'll cut a dev, we'll lose the dev, and then those people lose their jobs, and it's like I don't know, it's rough, and I mean, change needs to happen, but I don't know where that starts, and I know those folks are trying to unionize, and I mean, hopefully some stuff goes their way. Did you guys hear that motorcycle?
No,
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Thank goodness, because that thing was loud. It just roamed right past my window. But okay, you guys have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to share before we take a small break?
No, I'm good.
I'm pretty good.
So, have we already talked about football and everything?
No, that's what we're getting
No.
into right now.
Nah,
After the
I
break.
think one of the games wasn't played this week either, so we'll just skip that one too.
Yep, definitely. I know which one you're thinking about.
I think they had a second bye. I think they had a second bye week.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're not even on our set. We haven't talked about anything NFL.
No, we're
No.
getting ready to go on our first break.
Okay.
Okay. All right, folks. Stick with us. We're gonna go on a brief 2 to 3 minute intermission, and then we'll be back. We'll talk NFL. We'll probably go on another break, and then after that final break, we'll have the winner of the Mostest Okayest Giveaway. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in a few minutes.
And welcome back, everybody. I am back, your host, along with my co-host. Thanks for holding it down, boys. Appreciate it. So, I guess we get to finally talk about the NFL. I missed the year in review. Sounded great, boys. Ben, welcome again. If they haven't been welcomed enough times, welcome and thanks for joining us. Wow, I just ate. That was really good. Abby made stuffed shells. That was fantastic.
That sounds delicious.
That shit got me kind of horny, dog. Anyway. So we're gonna do our NFL week in review. How'd you all feel about this week?
I thought it was a pretty good week. I mean,
Yeah, I thought it was good.
You had one team finally lock up.
Yeah, things went pretty much as expected. So.
One team locked up a playoff position, or at least locked up playoffs. But it's just an interesting year.
The fact that so many 6 and 7 or 500 teams are still in the playoffs somehow by this time last year, half the league was already eliminated?
Yeah, it's insane.
Only 2 teams have been eliminated: the Texans and the Lions. That's it. It baffles me.
I thought the Jags got eliminated too, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
Jags are eliminated.
Out, yeah.
Texans, Bears, Lions.
Are the Bears finally eliminated?
Jets are eliminated.
Man, the Bears held in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I'm amazed at the NFC East. Like, it's just that's a crazy.
It's a weird division.
Yeah, it's just a weird division. So we start off with, we usually start off with our first games of the week, of course, because that's how everything works. With everything going down with COVID and everything, so these games are all around, but we'll figure it out. I think Google has it pretty. Let me see. Google has it pretty.
I set it to the right way.
Well, I'm attacking. Oh, you set Google right way, Steven?
I set our scoreboard to the correct way.
I'm not looking at our scoreboard. I'm looking at Google's scoreboard full.
Okay, whatever.
So we start off with, the Chiefs at the Chargers. The Chargers should have won that game.
The Chargers 100% should have won that game.
That final play in overtime, just like, all right, they don't want to win. That's fine. It's like Kelsey run by you.
I mean, even before that, I mean, they were 1 of 5 on 4th down? Like that's ridiculous. They kick 2 field goals. That game is over. But no, let's let the Chiefs stay in this game. Let's just let them be a part of it.
Kelsey had 3 guys surrounding him in that final catch. 3.
That's also true.
And you still
scored a touchdown.
But Kelsey's one of the best out there. That's why he's probably the number 1 tight end in the league. He makes those type of plays happen. And then we move on to the Colts at the Patriots. Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to say that one more time. Jonathan Taylor had himself a game.
This game wasn't necessarily a shock, but I did not expect the Colts to win.
I was disappointed. I was like, okay. And I was like, how is it 20-0 in the second half? Bill Belichick does not allow that to happen ever.
Yeah.
They started off so fast.
Oh, they did. They got off.
And they also had the blocked punt too, right?
The turnovers is what killed the Patriots.
Oh yeah. How many picks did Mac Jones throw? 4.
I think he threw 4.
Does that mean
2?
He only threw 2? I thought
Mhm.
they threw way
Maybe
more
4 turnovers in total, but 2
Maybe.
interceptions.
But
There was the block punt. There was the 2 interceptions you just said. I don't know what the fourth one was.
But I mean, yeah, that the Patriots don't. It's
they
really
had 3
hard.
turnovers.
It's really hard to say that this game kind of exposed them or anything. Because I mean, for the most part, since Mac Jones had that 4-pick game earlier in the season, they've been pretty solid. And I mean, I still think they have a potential to even go to the Super Bowl. I still think they have that potential. But I mean, you can't shrug off the Colts right now. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to be MVP. So
No, Jonathan Taylor won't be just because of the fact that it's not a running back award, it's a quarterback award.
And it's between Rodgers and Brady, but I think with Brady's awful game, it might be more leaning toward Rodgers, even with his fiasco this year.
Yeah, it'll be Rodgers just because of what he's done with this. I personally think it'll be Rodgers. I think Kyler Murray had himself a chance, but
I mean, do you think Jonathan Taylor deserves to at least be part of that conversation? Like, I mean,
and again though, but he does. But then you think about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was part of it, but he broke records. He had 2,000 yards rushing. Like, this
is true. Yeah, this is
and
true.
he didn't even get MVP. So
yeah,
which is crazy. That's ridiculous. Like, you rush for 2,000 yards, you should definitely be.
So,
but running backs don't bring the highlights. It's the quarterbacks.
Yeah. Or quarterbacks bring the money. Running backs can't bring the highlights because Derrick Henry brought the highlights. Jonathan Taylor's bringing highlights, but it's still.
Henry's also a freak of nature.
Yeah.
He's known for his stiff arm too.
He's a different type of animal.
I hope he comes back, healthy next year. Well, I'm saying I hope he comes back healthy next year.
Oh, he will. He's too.
I hope that
he's too much of a workhorse.
Was it an ACL or an MCL? But either
it was a foot.
Oh, was it a foot? I thought he tore something.
Ooh, no. The foot might be hard though, depending on if he can get that healed. Because I mean, that's sketchy.
Yeah, and then moving on, Titans Steelers. You have Steelers beating the Titans.
I told you. I think they're gonna miss. I think they're going to miss the playoffs.
They need Derek. I mean, when you realize that, I can see his name in my head. The QB of the Titans is an okay thrower.
Tannehill,
thank you. Yeah, I mean, Tannehill's got a good arm, but he's not like elite.
He's a game manager.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's 100% a game.
They use Derrick Henry to get you locked in, and you just play action the entire game.
Well, then when you don't have AJ Brown, or I mean, even Julio was supposed to be good, if you don't have AJ Brown,
he's not healthy either.
Yeah, that doesn't do much for your offensive statistics.
And I mean, that first game right after Derek got hurt and they looked okay, it was like, okay, all right, they might be fine. But I mean, they have just fallen apart the last month and a half. And I mean, they have a real possibility of missing the playoffs. I mean, I think they. I don't
think they'll miss it just because they did get a good solid lead already in the AFC South. The only team that's threatening them is the Colts, but with their record, and if they win just a bit, they could still. I mean, they're still going to be probably in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, I know they play the Chiefs this week, and as much as I don't want the Chiefs to win, there is that potential they do. Or
I don't think the Steelers.
Do they play the Chiefs this week? Let me see. No, they play San Francisco. Not the Chiefs. They play the 49ers. And I mean, 2 months ago, I say this is an easily winnable game for the Titans. But I mean, right now, I mean, all it takes is one bad series, and I think the Titans are out of this game.
What's going on with the Steelers right now? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they going to fold in the wild card? I can't tell with them. They like to start off like in a massive 2 to 3 score deficit and then just come back and win.
It's yeah.
We saw it against the Ravens. We saw it against their last week when they almost beat the other team.
And then the Titans. Yeah, their Steelers are interesting. Steelers are an interesting team right now.
What is their record right now? I know they're in the hunt with everybody else.
I thought 7-7-1.
So 7-7-1.
7-6-1.
7-6-1.
That's right. They tied with the Lions.
So are they in the hunt, or do they have one of the wild card spots?
Let me pull it up right now. I actually have it right here. As of right now, you have so they're still last technically in the AFC North, but that might change here shortly, depending this week.
The North, yeah. The North is weird.
Actually, hold on here. Hold on. Yeah, because I think with Cincinnati winning, that kind of screwed up their chances of not chance. I think they're still in the hunt.
Yeah,
they're definitely.
Yeah, because Cincinnati winning and everybody else losing, that put them top, right? Cincinnati's at the top of the North.
Why is this taking so long?
So, do you think Big Ben's gonna stay after this season?
No, I think
he's done.
I think he's retiring. If he doesn't retire, I'll be surprised.
Anymore.
Showing some signs of life out there.
What was that, Ben?
He's showing some signs. I can't tell if it's Big Ben that's willing this team to win to this full record of 7-6-1, or if Mike Tomlin is secretly pulling strings. So it doesn't seem like they're on the same page at every game.
No. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's like Ben comes out sluggish, and then he eats the spinach, and then turns into Popeye for a quarter, and then like he just. I don't know. I don't think he has it in him to play another full season.
You think he's having the same problem that Drew Brees did? His arm's starting to go?
I mean, his arm, his legs, he can't run that much anymore. I think
Tom Brady, but he's still picking up 10-yard games.
I mean, Brady was never really a runner to begin with. I mean, the fact that he's still doing it. I mean, didn't Arians come out after last week and say, "Yeah, we're gonna shut that shit down"? He's like, I don't want to see that ever again.
I also forgot that like Big Ben and Brady are like and Rodgers are like the last of the non-mobile quarterbacks, because the whole league is mobile now, and these guys were never mobile. It's surprising.
And Rodgers is technically, if you watch him play, he's pretty mobile. He doesn't run, but he's really good in the pocket and escaping.
Yeah. He's not the traditional, or he's not the new wave of mobile, but he's.
And Roethlisberger, when he was younger, Roethlisberger could move.
Roethlisberger would run people over when he was younger. I mean,
yeah, he could move a little bit. That dude could have had a little bit of, I wouldn't say speed, but he did have a little bit of oomph behind it.
But I mean, today, not really anymore.
Didn't he have like 4 or 5 concussions too?
Yeah. So Pittsburgh right now is in the 9 seed. Remembering that there's only 7 that can go.
Yeah.
Baltimore's 8, Pittsburgh's 9, Vegas is 10, Miami is 11, Cleveland is 12, and Denver is 13. Yep. 14, 15, and 16 have all been eliminated. The Jets, Houston, and Jacksonville. So Denver probably with one more loss, they're probably gone.
Oh, if Denver loses, they're out. Yeah.
But they probably won't get eliminated, I think, until a couple weeks if they do lose, but it would take some miracles for them to get in.
If they were to beat the Raiders this week and beat the Chargers next week, if they beat the Chiefs in Week 18, I could see them making a wild card spot.
They could. So they would have to win out, but then a lot of other things would have to happen.
Yeah.
Remembering, Baltimore, Pittsburgh would have to lose. Vegas, of course, would have to lose a few. Miami Miami's been on a tear lately. Cleveland would have to lose. There's a lot of things that would have to happen, and then we'd have to hope that Kansas City locks up the 1 seed, and then they say, "Okay, we're resting our starters." But Kansas City isn't like that, so they're probably going to play, and they're probably going to whoop our ass. That's usually what happens.
Well, see, I wouldn't even go that far. Like the KC was a winnable game with their
Yeah, but
starters.
are we going to get the same team?
Oh yeah,
in that last week,
we will. I'm telling you, it's going to come down. It's going to come down.
No, we won't, because it depends on what quarterback we have too.
It's going to come down to offensive execution and whether or not Shermer's a moron.
It depends on what quarterback we get.
It'll be Teddy.
Because if it's Teddy, then we're not gonna put up 25 points. We can't put up 25 points. We never have, and since 20 something, we can't put up 25 points
because Shermer's a dipshit and the offense doesn't execute.
Even that though, we haven't averaged 25 points since 2014. No quarterback. The only quarterback that I can see if he had any type of smartness in his brain would be Drew Lock, because he at least gives his receivers a chance to go up and get it.
We don't have to put up more than 20.
Yes, we do.
We don't have to put
against
up that
Kansas
much.
City. Yes, you do.
No, we don't. We only gave up 22, and that's because our defense was on the field 3/4 of that game.
Yeah, and Kansas City wasn't hot yet. They're hot right now.
I would
That's
say
a team I wouldn't want to play.
Still not hot
No.
spot.
Don't forget that their defense, their numbers are slightly inflated because they played some poor teams. I think they played the Green Bay when Green Bay didn't have Rodgers.
Yeah.
So I think their defense
that Green Bay should have won that game.
They're not like as invincible as they were last season. They certainly gotten a lot better, but I think their defensive stats are inflated, much like how the Bills were inflated this year because they both played some poor teams that couldn't offensively throw the ball.
But offensively, Denver can't throw the ball either.
Nope.
They only have two options, right? Usually, they only got Kelsey and he's got Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
And then Mahomes. Mahomes is Mahomes.
Well, I think every team realized from Super Bowl is you just make him win the game.
Yep.
As long as Denver's not punting every other drive, and as long as the defense can play the way they did when we were in Arrowhead, we win that game.
Yeah.
You guys can beat Raiders. I'll give you that. You guys have a winnable game against the Raiders.
Yep. If we just go we had a winnable game against Cincinnati too. We should have won that game.
I think we win if Teddy doesn't get hurt. I think Teddy getting hurt is what screwed us.
Teddy really wasn't doing much though.
I mean,
Drew Lock at least threw a touchdown. Teddy was we scored 3 points.
Okay.
I mean, we were running the ball okay, but with Teddy back there, we really weren't moving the ball. Drew at least moved the ball down the field, and Drew even admitted that he should have handed the ball off, which I would have agreed. You should have. First off, they should have never ran a zone option play ever.
Nope.
Drew Lock is fast, but not zone option fast. And he should have. You have Javonte Williams, who's a pretty powerful back. Should have handed that ball off.
100%.
That would have been probably at least a touchdown or a field goal, and we could have had momentum.
We wouldn't have lost momentum at the very least. I mean, we did.
Yeah. So, moving on. Panthers at Bills. Bills did what they needed to do.
They did what they should have done.
Yep.
I mean, the Panthers have been on a downward trend ever since.
Sam Darnold comes back this week, by the way.
Sam Darnold's back this week?
Yep. So Matt Rule came out and said that Cam Newton's the starter. He's gonna have a major role, but don't be surprised if Sam Darnold plays a bit.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Strange. All right.
And then Texans at Jags.
I mean, I didn't really care about this game. I mean,
Yeah,
the only good news is that Urban Meyer is gone, so...
This is true, which we called it.
And I mean that happened right after we were done talking about last week.
Yeah,
right?
isn't that kind of funny?
That's so funny.
And then Cowboys at Giants.
I just really hope that Trevor Lawrence's career isn't shot because of his first season. That's all I hope. He's a generational talent.
I agree.
He's not ruined.
Cowboys at Giants, 21-6.
Expected.
I mean, the Cowboys are trying to...
Did y'all see that catch by Saquon, though?
Yeah, that little behind the back kind of thing. Yeah.
Ooh, that boy, if he stays healthy, that boy is something. If he was on a team...
I would say if he was on a different team, yeah.
Oh, my God. And then my personal upset of the month, the whole year. Sorry.
This is a seasonal upset. Yeah.
This is definitely a seasonal upset.
Lions over the Cardinals.
See, you guys should have gone with the Lions. I would have picked the Lions last week.
No,
No.
never.
Never. No.
God hates the
Yeah,
Lions.
no
We're
way.
so against the Lions, but God didn't watch this game because he said, "Oh, the Cardinals got it." He turned off the TV, went to sleep, and then he's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I don't
I did
get
not
it.
want this to happen.
Are they just stunned by their loss last week? I mean, the Cardinals. Ugh.
I mean it's so crazy to see a team that potentially could take the 1 seed just get demolished by.
I've realized that it's like teams like the Bills and the Cardinals and the Titans. These are all got teams that were projected to be like number 1 seeds, and now what? They're middle of the pack, where teams like the Chiefs and the Patriots have all kind of taken their place. And I'm like, what happened?
There's a letdown every week. Every week there's a team that chokes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this was the Cardinals' week.
Yep.
I'd say actually past 2 weeks they've choked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say the last 2
yeah,
weeks
true.
they've choked, but yeah, I mean this is definitely a choke.
Well,
That-
now you have the Cardinals at the 4 seed, Green Bay at the 1 seed, Dallas at the 2 seed, Tampa Bay at the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah,
NFC is gonna be very fun to watch too.
It depends. I mean, if the road to the Super Bowl goes through Lambeau, I think the Packers get it this year because they learned from last year. If they're within 3 yards of a touchdown, they're going for it. I mean, they're not going to do the same mistake twice.
Nope.
I think the Packers Packers could at least go to the Super Bowl this year. They've learned from their mistakes last year, but
you would think that every single time Rodgers goes to the NFC Championship, he would learn from some type of mistake. But I don't think it's him. I think it's more of the team. But
he hasn't really gone that often, has he? Because I know the Saints won a lot and just got getting dicked
Green
every
Bay,
time.
Rodgers is what 1-5 or 1-4 in the NFC Championship.
Rodgers has gone 5 times. Yeah, he's just never made it.
So I think this year, I agree with Bennett that this year if they make it, they're going to be like, oh, we got to keep Rodgers, we got to make him happy, go for a touchdown.
Because I think in the 2020 America's Team documentary they came out with, Levante David, Devin White, I think his name was like, if Rodgers had gone for it, I would have stopped him. I'm right there in front of him. And I was like, that's interesting. Who would have beaten that in the playoffs last year? Would White have gotten to Rodgers? Would Rodgers have faked him out for the touchdown? World will never know.
Yeah. Did you guys know that Dallas is 8-1 in the NFC conference?
What,
Nope,
really?
didn't know that.
They're 8-1, and the only team
Who
they've
they
lost to
was the
is their
Bucks.
first game.
Yep, they lost the Bucks.
And they should have won that game.
And they should have won
to
that
be
game.
honest.
Yeah, they should have won that game too. Yeah.
Green Bay is 8-2 in the conference, so there's little tidbits there.
They also play the Bears and they also play the Lions, so that's 4 easy games right there.
Yeah. And then Dolphins over the Jets. That's a big game for the Dolphins. Keeps them in the playoff race.
I was honestly surprised the Jets made that a game. I was like, oh, okay, they might pull out here.
The question is, what made Tua meh to bleh last season to good to okay this season?
Losing his job.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Him getting denoted to the bench just kind of pissed him off.
That and then hearing that they could bring in Deshaun Watson for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Knowing that he's replaceable, put a fire under him.
But also, the Dolphins haven't really trusted him that much. They feel like they've regretted the Dolphins have felt like they've well, we really didn't want him, but we took him. So what do we do?
Right.
Because the entire season, his career's been we're not going to play him. He plays one game. He did awful. We're not going to play him next week. It's come on, guys.
Yeah. But every time he plays, he shows out. So he's been playing really well. And then Bengals over the Broncos. We can talk about that game for days on end.
Terrible.
Yeah.
God awful.
It was that one touchdown that was down the middle. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened there with the Bengals. The Broncos couldn't cover, I guess, and they just said, hell with it. We're just going to throw it. And we can, like I said, we can talk about that for days. Positive note, Pat Surtain, when he covered Jamar Chase had 0 targets.
I honestly feel like he is up for defensive rookie. I mean,
he is. He made the Pro Bowl.
Did he? Oh, that's nice.
He made the alternate. Him, Simmons, and Garrett Bowles. I
feel like they're gonna vote for Micah just because he's on a better team.
Micah though has been playing out of his mind right now. He's
been playing.
Micah.
He's been playing really good.
Stats,
yeah, he's been playing really good.
If you look at the stats though, Micah is playing out of his mind. That dude balls out. I mean, if you literally watch him next time Cowboys play, he's going to be one of the best linebackers in the game. He's already one of the best linebackers in the game now. That dude can play, and he runs sideline to sideline so fast. He gets to the quarterback so fast. He hits the blitzes. That dude tackles. Like, he does everything you want a rookie linebacker doing plus more.
Yep.
So I kind of agree that he will be defense rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I think if Surtain was putting up numbers like Diggs, then it'd be a different story.
I think if Surtain gets 2 more picks, it might be a closer vote. But it's got to be 2 more picks. I don't think he's going to do that.
No, because Micah is going to get more sacks. And
Yep.
Yeah. And then Falcons going to 49ers, going to San Francisco, and they get beat 31-13. Nothing surprising there. And then move on to the Packers at the Ravens. That was actually a better game than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah. What about Huntley? Like, do you
He's
think
good. I like him.
Do you think he has a viable chance as a starter somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a chip on his shoulder. Oh yeah.
Because I mean, he could sit in Baltimore and be that go-to backup. I mean, he
could. I would actually kind of like that.
I mean, he's proven that he's good enough to do that.
It's a good system for him. It's a good system for him.
But I mean, some teams are going to need a quarterback next year. If he goes somewhere, where do you see him going? Where do you think he could plug in and be a good fit?
The only team I can see him actually doing something with that scheme is Baltimore. I don't see him going anywhere else that can, unless he maybe goes to New Orleans and Sean Payton changes up his scheme like Taysom Hill.
Maybe.
But other than that, I mean,
do you think they'll stick with Jameis? Like,
yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing really good before he got hurt.
Jameis has always been a solid quarterback. It's just we threw a very pass-heavy. Aaron likes to do a lot of pass-heavy, so Winston's ball control is never the greatest.
Right. Well, I knew that, like I was telling them earlier in the season, I picked Mike Evans every single year in my fantasy team, and he would always go off because Jameis would just throw it to him. He's like, "Oh, fuck it, Mike Evans is that way somewhere."
6'5", pretty physical guy. I mean,
yeah,
why wouldn't you? It's the same thing that what Mahomes said about Hill is, he's down there somewhere.
Yep. And then the most interesting game, Saints over the Bucks. That was.
I didn't watch that game because when I watched the Bills game, I was so angry. Like, I was throwing crap across my apartment room because I was furious that the Buccaneers had just stopped playing after the second half against the Bills that week. So I was like, I'm not going to watch the game this week. Going to take a week off, kind of breathe a little bit. And I was like, boy, I am not angry. I'm just disappointed because we lost Mike Evans to a hamstring injury. We watched Godwin just get killed on the field. I think he walked away with an ACL or MCL injury. We watched the week before Giovanni get destroyed. I think
Fournette's
out with a sprain, I think.
You guys picked up Le'Veon.
Bell, because we have Rojo, and I don't think anyone Rojo has become a liability. If you watch him play, he doesn't run upfield. He runs to the side. He doesn't fight for yards. And we're getting pissed at him because it's like, Rojo, you were a number 1. You're playing like a number 3. We will kill you.
Fournette took over.
If we have Fournette and Le'Veon Bell, there is no reason to have Rojo anymore. I mean, hell, even Gio was doing better than him.
Yeah.
So we just lost half our offense. Plus, we still have half our defense out because we can't keep them healthy. But I think AB comes back finally.
He does.
Great.
That's going to help out a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be good until he tweaks his ankle and also goes out. But I'm never surprised that Evan is out because he just apparently doesn't do prosthetics because it's always a hamstring. Always with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The ref's not calling a lot of penalties. People die. I mean, if you looked at the teams this week, going back to the Colts Patriots where offsides on the Colts, the guy just ran through and tackled, Jones, and there was no penalty called. It's like, guys.
Yeah, the refs are.
We can get into it more with the Rams game with the no call 4th down pass interference call that wasn't called. But yeah, the Buccaneers should have won that one. There is no excuse, but we just don't play against Sean Payton. But also, we lost to them twice last year, so Super Bowl.
And then you guys, won in the playoffs.
They're not going to playoffs this year. It's fine.
Raiders over the Browns. That was a pretty good game, actually. Steven, did y'all know that Carlson went to TCA here in Springs?
I had no idea.
And technically, my dad was saying that we played against him.
Really?
Yeah. Did not know that. And I looked it up, and yeah.
I had no idea.
So, nice little tidbit. But yeah, he's one of the best I think he's one of the better kickers in the NFL now.
Definitely
yeah,
top 3.
Yeah, Raiders beat the Browns with a last-minute field goal. That helped us out because who was the only person to pick Cleveland?
Me.
Garcia.
Garcia. So that helped us out a ton.
Browns can't figure out what they want to do this year.
Well, Browns are dumb, so
They can't tell if they want to be really good and win games or just really bad. And then Mayfield is doing whatever Mayfield wants to do.
right. And then Vikings over the Bears. That was a chippy game. Did you all watch that game?
No.
No, I missed
Oh,
it.
it was chippy. They were going back and forth, late hits. Poor Justin Fields was absolutely getting murdered. Punches thrown. It was a fun game to watch as a fan, but then it got boring because they were just getting hit. And Justin Jefferson did his thing again. Yeah, they're good. And then
I mean, the only way the Vikings go to the playoffs is if the Saints are hosting the divisional round and the Vikings make it to go defeat the Saints. That's the only way they're going to playoffs this year.
well, technically, right now, the Minnesota is the 7th seed.
Oh, they are.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were 7 seed. That's crazy.
Neither did I.
The NFC goes, I'd said the 4, and then the 5 is LA Rams, 6 is San Francisco, 7 is Minnesota, then 8 and 9 is Philly, New Orleans, then Washington, Atlanta, Carolina, Seattle. The Giants are technically still in the race somehow at 4 and 10, and then Chicago and Detroit are eliminated.
How are the Giants still
Yeah,
in the
how?
race?
I don't know.
Where could
They
they?
haven't been eliminated yet.
I say where
is it one
could
of those?
where could they even get in?
Is it one of those seasons where like the whole division's doing terribly, the same way that the Washington football team made it into the playoffs last year?
Well, no, because Dallas
No.
already owns that spot. Dallas
Dallas owns the number 2 seed.
Yeah. So I mean,
Doesn't own
it's
it.
not like they couldn't win. It's not like they could win the division.
Technically, they couldn't, but they could. If they were to go on, I think if they lose one more game, they're done. But I think they would have to like win out because if Philly beats them this week, yeah, that'd be different. Because if Philly beats them this week, they're eliminated.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, and then Philly would probably, depending on what Minnesota does, Minnesota loses, Philly will go up to the 7 seed.
Man, Philly could make it. That'd be crazy.
Philly's number 8 seed right now, so yeah, they could definitely do it. Beating Washington this week really helped. And then moving on real quick, Seahawks over the not Seahawks, Jesus Christ, Rams over the Seahawks, 20-10.
Hawks should have had that one. I'm just saying. So the Hawks had it, and then that no-call PI happened. And it's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Get ready to say goodbye to Russell, Seattle.
Yeah, he's done.
Russell going somewhere else.
He and Carroll, aren't they? You think they're gonna let Carroll go?
I don't know. Carroll might just quit. Carroll's pretty old. He might just retire. He's won Super Bowl, so it's not like he has anything to prove.
Should have won too.
This is true.
But I
So
mean,
I was watching, actually talking about that. I was watching the Tom Brady Man in the Arena thing, and they talked about the Seahawks versus Patriots Super Bowl, and Vince Wilfork was like, "Yeah, no, if I was the head coach, I would have ran it 4 times because there's no way us boys would have stopped Marshawn Lynch at the 2-yard line."
Yep.
He's like, they had 40 seconds left with 4 downs. You mean to tell me? He goes, I'm Vince Wilfork. I know how big I am. I know what I'm doing, but there's no way in hell we would have stopped him 4 times.
40 seconds, 4 downs. So they had 2 timeouts still. Yeah.
Yeah. He even said too. He's like, and then one of them, the 3rd down, I would have ran a bootleg with Russell because we would all thought Marshawn was getting the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, they had it. Like Russell was at his peak in that Super Bowl too.
Yep.
He couldn't throw very far, but he could run.
So, yeah, it was a very interesting episode. But anyways, Steven, you want to go over our records and our fantasy picks and our overall records?
Yep, let's do that real quick. So this week, I'm pretty even across the board. Tyler and Garcia tied at 12-4. Diver and I tied 11-5.
You guys suck.
Really, there wasn't a whole lot of difference in our picks. We all had like one game where we differed. And I mean, that's kind of the games that screwed us. I hate the Chargers. Always hated the Chargers. Hate them even more now. But yeah, that's the way that the last week went. Let's go over the fantasy stuff. Not as good as the last few weeks, but I mean, still one of our better games. We racked up 186.25 points. Dak is the first quarterback not to get us past 30, in like 5 or 6 weeks. Jonathan Taylor showed up again. James Conner had an off week, but I mean, so did the Cardinals. Cooper Kupp got us 33.5. Justin Jefferson got us 12. Kittle got us 12. Even with the loss, Javonte still put up 16.5 for us. Dallas's defense had a good week last week, and then Butker is a reliable kicker. I mean, I think he's gotten us at least 8 every time we've played him. So it was a good week. And then before we actually get into our Week 16 picks, here's the Week 16 schedule.
What about overall? You just said overall records. Now it moved us.
We'll get to overalls here in a second. Hold your horses. We're almost there. But yeah, this is the Week 16 schedule. It's obviously all subject to change because who the hell knows what's happening anymore. But yeah, overalls. Diver is still in first place at 136.85. But Diver, Tyler, and Garcia are all within a game of each other. So Diver's at 136.85, Tyler's at 135.86, and Garcia's at 134.87. Me, well, I am preparing my butthole.
Yeah, Garcia, I was going to say, it doesn't matter between us three as long as, us three can change around. And
I was going to say, there's really not a whole lot of games the final 3 weeks that are going to be shocking that I would pick the shock, So, I mean, unless I just go out on a wing and I pick some really fucking weird predictions and then they come right, I'm screwed. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. You could pick the Browns over the Packers or the Lions over the Falcons.
Yep. And I mean, that's really...
I could see WFT over the Cowboys.
I could see Bengals over the Ravens.
I could see Steelers. I could see Steelers over the Chiefs if the Steelers keep playing the way they are, which is score nothing and then score all your points.
Yep.
As Steven says, he said spinach.
But I mean, that's really what's going to come down to for me is you guys not picking with me, and then the teams that I'm picking actually winning games. Otherwise, it's over for me.
But now they're all going to pick the same team that you pick, so there's no way they could ever lose or win.
Yep, they could just do that. It doesn't matter. They could just sit there and go, nope, we're just going to pick whatever Steven picks.
Well, out of us three that picks, we're not all going to pick. All we got to do is make sure we keep that 10 game lead on you, and we'll be good.
Yep, that sucks.
I will always pick the Lions and the Buccaneers, first and foremost.
I don't have a
team. You want to take us out real quick and then come back for the picks?
Yep, I'm going to take us out for one more small break, another 2-3 minutes. Once we come back, we're going to make our predictions. We're going to pick the Week 16 fantasy team. And then we're going to be doing the announcement of our winner of the Mostest Okayest Giveaway. It's going to be done live. Even we don't know who the winner is yet, so you guys are going to find out with us. But give us 2-3 minutes, take a small break, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Tyler is going to go have dessert real quick, so he's going to catch up with us once he comes back. But let's get into the picks real quick. Start with the Thursday night game, San Francisco at Tennessee. What do you guys think?
I mean, I want to say Titans because they're obviously the better team over the 49ers, but they also choked against the Steelers. So 49ers, if they play like they did last week,
I'm going Niners.
Both of you go Niners?
Yep.
Yeah, I just think the Titans choking when they had a touchdown or so over the Steelers last week and just lost. They haven't been consistent either.
Yeah, well, I was gonna go the Niners too. I was hoping you guys were gonna go the Titans, but all right.
No.
Because the Titans aren't good.
The
biggest question was, if they made it to the playoffs, Henry, they could get them the rest of the way to the Super Bowl, but that's if they got there.
That's if they make it.
Because everyone knew, once Henry went down, the Titans' playoff hopes were in the air.
Yep. All right, first Christmas game, Cleveland
Browns.
at Green Bay.
Browns.
Are you really going Browns?
I want to see an upset. I really do.
Okay, Ben.
And the Packers, only won by 1 point last week. So the Browns, they come out swinging. They only lost by a field goal too. So
I'm gonna go Packers.
I'm going Packers too. But I mean, good on you for the pick. If they do an upset, that'd be pretty surprising.
I'm so late to the season that like whatever I pick doesn't matter.
Yep.
If I was like started from week 1, then maybe I'd be more cautious with my picks and go with the surefire Packers. But I mean, as of right now,
I'm just looking for an upset.
yeah. I mean, I have that, and I want to see. I want to see an upset on Christmas. And anything can happen any given Sunday. I mean, like no one predicted the Lions to beat the Cardinals in the fashion that they did.
The Cleveland Christmas Miracle. Beat the
Yeah,
Packers.
Hey, unlike the Bears, the Packers don't own the Browns.
Yep. Indy at Arizona. I have to go Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Indy.
I don't know if the Cardinals defense are up for Jonathan Taylor because he is on. Unless he suffers some sort of injury before they play, he's unstoppable.
Yep. Detroit versus Atlanta.
Ooh, Detroit. They're riding high on their last victory over the Cardinals, and the Falcons lost, and they're not a very good team anyway. It's honestly like a tank bowl, but I think the Lions might win it.
What about you guys, yeah?
I'm going Falcons.
Going Falcons. It is such a bad decision because I don't think they're going to win back-to-back.
You're going to go with Lions, aren't you?
But I'm going to go Detroit.
Okay.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? I go another game behind? I mean,
This is true, but I mean, yeah.
Pick the Lions one because of the Lions, but also again they beat the Cardinals. They not just beat them, like statement beat them. So if they win and they play to how they did last week, they might be able to beat the Falcons. And the Falcons also lost, and the Falcons aren't that good.
Yep, that's also true. Rams versus Vikings. This is actually a rough game. This is a hard one to pick.
Vikings always start off strong, but can't finish games. And the Rams, it depends on how Jared Goff feels. Not Jared Goff. Matt Stafford feels.
Oh boy, this
one sucks.
This is in Minnesota.
Ooh, the fan's gonna be. That could be interesting. The Rams did get away with a pass interference call last week, so I want to say the Rams, based on the fact that the refs might favor them, even though it shouldn't really be a factor. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. I don't think that I think the Vikings can get to that early lead. Don't get me wrong, but they can't close out games.
I'm going to go Vikings.
You gonna go Vikings?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going Rams. Okay. Jacksonville Jets.
Can I pass on this one because it looks to be a horrendous game?
It looks to be terrible.
The whole 3 people that will watch and the whole 2 that will attend will tell us who wins.
I think I'm gonna pick the Jets. I don't think the Jaguars are gonna win this game.
I'm going Jaguars.
You going Jags? All right.
I'm going Jags.
I do think Jaguars are better on paper because they do have Lawrence.
Yep.
The Jets are the Jets, and I mean they could either pull the upset or they could. I mean, neither team is playing for anything really. They're just playing for pride. So I think the Jaguars are the new head coach and Lawrence. They might be able to win. They're also looking for a victory to kind of figure out what they're doing with their lives right now.
All right, I'm picking Jags?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Alright, Giants at Eagles. This is Eagles.
Eagles
all the way.
Eagles.
Buffalo at New England. I'm still picking New England this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did Jonathan Taylor expose the
Nope.
Patriots? You don't think they did?
Nope, I don't think so. I think the Patriots are still good enough to beat the Bills, especially in Foxborough.
Oh, it's in Foxborough this time. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to say the Patriots. I think Bill Belichick still has the Bills' numbers, and the Bills are still one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Win or not, you stop Josh Allen, you stop the whole offense, because I think, against us, they ran a lot of, quarterback design plays where it was literally just Josh Allen.
I think so.
And he was the only rusher. If you look at the halftime stats, he was the only leading rusher on their team. The only rusher, because the running backs are garbage.
And he's still got that foot injury, so, I mean, he's not going to be running as much.
Yeah. I thought it was a slight bruise or something. Didn't think it was that serious.
I think it's a bruise, but it still limits his mobility.
No, that's good. That's good for the Patriots. And Bill Belichick's going to tell Mac Jones to Stop throwing balls or he's getting benched.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Bills on this game. I think they get even.
You calling Bills? All right.
Yeah.
You say you're going Pats, Ben?
Yeah, my brother and my buddy, they had a bet this year. If the Bills sweep the Patriots or the Patriots sweep the Bills, one of them, my buddy's a Bills fan and my brother's a Patriots fan, has to do a full marathon bike on like their stationary, so like 26.2 miles. But if they split the difference, they each have to do 13.1 miles. So my brother already has just 13.1 to go. So my buddy either has to do the other 13 or none. So we'll see what happens.
There you go.
All right, Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Ooh. I gotta say Ravens. I don't think Bengals are that good.
I got Cincinnati on this one.
I was gonna say,
Really?
I gotta go Ravens
Yeah,
too.
I do. I got Cincinnati at home.
That's true, but the Ravens are the better team. I mean, they lose if I hate to say this, they have to go for a 2-point conversion. It's been their they've always wanted to go for 2 points for no
Yeah.
reason. And if it comes down to it, they're gonna go for a 2-point conversion and they're gonna lose it. And I don't know what their obsession is with just kicking the field goal, the extra point, and going to overtime. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chargers versus Houston. I mean,
Chargers.
yeah.
They're going to be. I mean, unless the Texans are looking to play upset, but Chargers all the way.
I'll do.
I have a feeling that this will be the game the Chargers just fucking choke.
Think so.
You think they're right back-to-back losses?
Yeah, I have a feeling. I could be wrong though. I'm gonna go Texans on this one.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right for the Broncos' sake, but I hope you're wrong
Right.
so that way I don't go another
That could
game
be like
behind.
the game of the week where I see like one team stumble and I could see the Chargers,
stumble. Yeah.
Because you don't know what team you're getting, you know? You
Yeah.
don't know what you're getting.
Bucks versus Panthers.
Just slot that in. I mean, we're probably going to lose because who knows with our team, with it being so decrepit as it is. But we're going to look to bounce back. Brady does not take games, especially ones as horrendous as this past one, like a joke. He's going to look out and he's going to look to kill people.
He's gonna try.
He's going to look like Panthers. I'm sorry, but you're dead.
What about you, Garcia?
Bucks.
Bucks. Okay. So
Bucks.
all going Bucks. Okay. Let's see. Bears at Seattle.
Seattle.
Why does the video of my Twitch just die?
Oh, the stream didn't die. The stream still died.
No, you're still up.
You said Seattle, Garcia?
Yeah, I'm going Seahawks.
I think.
Yeah, I
I
could
think-
see Seahawks winning this one.
I think
Bears
I think Seahawks.
are not good. With Nagy as their head coach, they are not good.
Denver in Vegas.
Vegas.
I gotta go
Vegas?
with Vegas. Vegas is just the better team.
Uh,
I say as they win back and forth lopsidedly.
I need to go Denver. I need Denver to win this game. If they
this is the one, right?
if they lose, I mean it's a season, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh versus KC. I'm going Pittsburgh. I need Pittsburgh to win this
I'm
game
going
too.
KC.
Okay.
I'm so torn. This could be either way. I mean, it depends on when Big Ben eats that spinach, right? I mean, they have been living and dying by Big Ben. We saw in the Baltimore game where the O-line just was letting Ben get killed. So I'm gonna have to go Chiefs. I don't think Big Ben's gonna wake up in time.
Washington against Dallas.
Dallas.
Washington.
Washington.
Washington's a good team. They're not great. They're not bad. They're a solid team that could go either way. I mean, the Cowboys are good, but I think Washington could give them a good fight. They might lose, but it might be like a 2 or 3 score game, a 2 or 3 point game.
Yeah.
I think this game happens a few weeks down the road. I think for sure Washington wins because I think Dallas rests their starters. But the fact that this is happening right now, I don't think so. I think Dallas wins this game.
I wouldn't say with any team, like if the Chiefs rest their starters against the Texans would win.
Oh no, the Chiefs should still win that game.
Oh yeah, they should win that game.
Houston's still terrible. All right. Final game of the week: Miami at New Orleans. I'm going Miami.
Dolphins.
Yep.
I'm going New Orleans on this one.
Good choice. I could see it. Saints are still good.
Yeah.
Because Sean Payton's still a good coach.
Yep. All right. Well, once Tyler and Diver give me their picks, I'll get all that sorted.
Yeah, I went 7-7 last time. I'm off to a great start.
I mean, me and Garcia picked a lot of the opposite games, so
Yeah, we did.
if there's a week for me to come back and put Garcia behind me, this is the week for it to happen.
Get the fuck out of here.
I need it to happen.
Watch the Lions game be the one that wins us this whole thing.
All right.
I mean,
well,
more like football is any given Sunday, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is true.
Do you want to do fantasy picks without Tyler?
No, I think we need to have him here for that one.
Oh, his ass better hurry up.
I mean, how do you not pick Jonathan Taylor again as running back?
I mean, do we just put him down anyway?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Tyler's
How do you
great.
not pick him? He's really fantastic. It depends. I mean, I could see Le'Veon Bell having a good game against the Panthers, but I don't know how. I don't know when we're activating him.
You want to put Cooper Kupp in against Minnesota too?
I'm looking right now. Let me see. Let me take a look. Dude, what the piss is that? Phone is acting stupid. There it is. Fantasy football. Foosball with your friends.
Foosball.
We're looking at running backs.
Final game of the year. Can't hold back now. God.
We only have one more week of football left after this.
No.
I think 2 more, right?
This is the last 3 games, counting this week.
Yeah. Oh, 3 more. Yeah, okay.
Oh, jeez.
Which, since we're not having episodes the next 2 weeks, we'll still just be posting our picks and stuff on socials. So if any of our listeners care about that,
Did you guys already go through them all?
Yep.
Yeah.
The picks, yes.
Son of a bitch.
We are not a family-friendly podcast.
You just want a rapid fire?
Me a rapid fire?
Rapid
Okay.
fire. San Francisco, Tennessee.
Garcia, I'm going to use. Can I? Do I have to name myself, or do I get to use? Say, who did everybody pick?
Yeah, you can do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody pick San Francisco.
Yep. Okay. Let's do that. I'll
Yeah.
get you Diver's picks here in shortly. He's getting to me.
Cleveland, Green Bay.
Packers.
All right. Indy, Arizona.
Ooh, what did you guys do on that one?
Indy.
Colts.
You guys went Colt. Everybody went Colts on that one.
Well, Jay Taylor's unstoppable, and the Cardinals are riding a 2-game losing streak. And I mean, they also got beat by Detroit. Not just, as I said before, not just beat, humiliated.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go Colts on that one. I'll go down. I'm down with that one.
All right. Detroit versus Atlanta.
Ooh, what'd you guys do on that one?
Ben and I picked
Lions.
Detroit.
I said Detroit because they beat the Cardinals, so they're riding that game win high. And if they play like that against the Cardinals, they have a shot.
Garcia, you said you went Atlanta,
I went ATL.
and Steven, you went Detroit.
Detroit.
Let's go Atlanta.
All right.
Oh, split.
Rams at Minnesota.
Rams.
Jacksonville versus Jets.
Son of a bitch. What'd you guys do there?
Ben and
It's the
Garcia at
Jags.
Jacksonville. I went
And
Jets.
Steven, you said what?
I went Jets.
And Garcia?
Jags.
Jags.
Oh shit.
I just think Lawrence is the better. I think Lawrence and their new head coach might get something going.
I think they're in complete and total disarray. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Let's go Jets.
Let's go Jets.
I mean, if you had Urban Meyer as your head coach for like 2 seasons, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, no.
Eagles.
Eagles. All
Yep.
right. Buffalo at New England.
What'd y'all do?
I said Patriots.
I went at New England.
I went Buffalo.
Let's go Patriots.
Ooh, 3-1. All right.
Baltimore
Love
at
it.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Chargers at Houston.
Chargers.
Yep.
Garcia actually picked Houston.
I
You can
did.
go to hell. You can go to
Oh, thanks, man.
Tampa Bay
That's
versus
his
Carolina.
out of the week.
Tampa Bay.
Okay. Chicago at Seattle.
Shit, what'd you guys do?
Seattle.
I said Seahawks.
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 Denver at Vegas.
I said Raiders.
I stayed with
Denver.
the team. Yeah, I stayed with the team. Pittsburgh at KC.
Kansas City.
Yep. Good choice.
Washington at Dallas.
Dallas.
Wrong choice.
Shut up.
Miami at New Orleans.
Ooh, what'd you guys do that one?
I went,
It's
Miami.
NOLA.
I went Miami.
I went NOLA.
Let's go NOLA.
Alrighty. Alright, fantasy picks. Waiting for you for it.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Quarterback. Who do we want?
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers?
Discount double check.
Yeah.
I could see it. It's a good Christmas game. I could see it against the Browns. Yeah, he's going to go off.
We already have Taylor as one of the running backs. So.
Yep.
Second running back. Eckler against Houston?
Eckler
Ooh,
might
yes.
be. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's go Eckler. Hey, now the rule is
He's showing out. He's showing out right now.
Yeah, let's say this: if a person goes out for COVID, can we talk as a group and come up with a different one, or how we didn't do that?
If a person goes out for COVID, we can make a replacement, but they have to be out before Sunday. They can't be a game day scratch. If they're a game day scratch, they're fucked.
Well, they wouldn't be a game day scratch. They'd be probably for especially COVID. It'd probably be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Because the tests all happened Monday, so everybody should get their results here shortly.
Wide receiver.
Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
And I don't want to go Jefferson on this one because he's playing Ramsey. So I kind of like. Why do I want to say Antonio Brown?
Because he's the only wide receiver they have.
Uh-huh.
And he's coming back this week, and Brady's going to target him because he's already lost two of his wide receivers.
I like
this week.
Antonio Brown.
All right, do it.
Okay. Tight end.
I like Kelsey.
You guys want to go Kelsey?
Yep.
Okay. Flex.
Antonio Gibson against the Cowboys.
Do it.
Okay. D.
He's been the number one back lately.
Defense.
Eagles.
Chargers.
Oh.
Damn.
Chargers D? Okay.
I mean, the Chargers, yeah.
Actually, no. You know what, though? The Eagles defense, Glennon is starting because Daniel Jones is completely out.
So do you want to do Eagles defense then?
Glennon ain't going to do shit.
What do y'all want to run with?
I don't care.
I'd rather go fucking Eagles just because Davis Mills can throw the fucking ball.
Yeah, let's go Eagles.
Kicker.
Butker.
Who?
Butker.
All right, Rogers, Taylor, Eckler, Kupp, Brown, Kelsey, Gibson, Eagles D, and then Butker.
Eagles D right in the Butker. Yes, sir.
Right in the Butker, yep.
All right, boys.
All right, boys. Time to do the giveaway. Alrighty, let's get it all sorted here. Don't have anything to do it on screen. I'm doing it on my phone.
Oh, great. So you're the only one that gets to see it. We had how many entries?
There are 9 in total.
Okay.
So,
well, everybody that entered, thank you.
Yep, everybody who entered, everybody who was interacting, everybody who was part of the streams, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Like we said, don't unfollow. There's gonna be another giveaway opportunity here in a couple weeks.
Steven, when you get the winner, message it in our group so we can all see it, and then we'll announce it.
Yep, I know.
Because especially if it's Ben.
Yeah, especially if it's Ben. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I am pressing the random number generator now.
Random number generator.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Congratulations, Steven.
Yeah, totally, 100% me. Yeah. I sent it to you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Well, Steven, go right ahead and announce it and tell him how he wins and go from there.
All right. So the winner of the Mostest Okayest Giveaway is
our first one.
What? The first giveaway.
First giveaway, yes.
The first ever Mostest Okayest Giveaway is the real Rex TV. Congratulations to Rex.
Hey.
Woo!
Way to go, man.
Yep.
Let him know how to get it, and we'll talk details.
Yep, he had the benefit of 2 entries. He had us followed on Twitter. He had all of us followed, and he had the follow on Twitch here. Which, it was part of the rules. You followed on multiple platforms. You got multiple entries.
Yep.
Ben also had that too. Ben was followed on Twitch and on Instagram. But sorry, Ben.
Appreciate it, y'all.
But yeah, Rex, you are our winner. You have 48 hours to go ahead and DM us, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever, and we'll send you your $50. That's for you for Christmas, or if you need to buy one last minute gift, it's all for you, man. But thank you to everybody again who participated. We really appreciate it. Again, there is another giveaway opportunity in a couple weeks. We're probably going to be doing a 1-year anniversary giveaway. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and we'll have rules for that coming up in the next couple days. But the winner of the first ever Mostest Okayest Giveaway is the real Rex TV. So congratulations, Rex. Alright, guys. I don't know what else there is to talk about. I think we're done.
Yep.
I think this is it.
Any last thoughts? Anything you guys want to say about the first year of the podcast?
I wish I had found you guys sooner.
Well,
I'm not huge into NFL podcasts, really, because a lot of them are just so technical, right? They really analyze every little thing. But this one, to me, it's more so a bunch of guys having fun, and then kind of based on this, you guys aren't really crunching numbers here, making it really boring. You guys are.
That's what makes us the Mostest Okayest podcast, because we don't give a shit, and we just
Exactly.
we're hella okay.
We don't give a fuck.
You guys have enough knowledge to make good, I generalized picks, but you're not going, oh, well, Jonathan Taylor had 3.5 yards in his first, you're not doing that, which is
his ball per carry percentage.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
15%. So yeah, it's like this is just like one of those laid back ones. I go, yeah, I could see him picking this team. That makes sense.
Yeah, we try to make it fun. That's kind of what we wanted to do at the beginning, was just kind of saying, we're not going to be like, all right, well, the numbers say this and this and this. No, we're going to be like, oh, whatever. If we make it, we make it. We don't, whatever. Great. That's why we're just Mostest okay. So.
Hell yeah, thanks for the support, man.
Yeah,
well,
we appreciate it, man.
Because when we went around to the Zoom meeting talking about our interests, your buddy Zalazar here was going off about it.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't have time to watch podcasts, but I do watch Twitch, and this could work.
Well, way to go, Steven.
Way to go, man.
I try to point us out whenever I can.
Way to go, man. You know what? Just for that, you're not going to get bullied at the end of this podcast. No way, I'm kidding. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, well,
yes, you are. So how's COVID treating you, man?
Yeah.
Diarrhea still happening?
Oh, yeah,
Explosive diarrhea?
Have you tried a breadstick yet?
Fuck, you can't.
That'll really do the trick for you.
That'll be a nice stoppage up there.
It'll be a nice butt plug. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, you fat piece of. You'd probably love it up the ass. You'd like, it tastes breadstick.
I hate you so much.
All your listeners out there, this is not a PG podcast. Please make sure no one else is around you when you listen.
Nope.
He says that after we've already said it.
After we said it, yeah.
You know already.
All right.
I mean, speaking of, that, maybe that's something we talk about first episode next season.
What?
What?
Your fatness?
No, we do the porch story.
Oh my God, the porch story.
Dan's got to be here for that one.
He's got to be here.
Dan,
Rex, Diver, all of them.
And Rex,
oh,
everybody.
we have to get Rex? Okay, so, all right. So, first episode of the next season, we'll do the porch story.
Oh, no, the porch story.
We love it.
Love it.
Okay. All right, that's something to look forward to. It's definitely not PG. It's definitely terrible.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Cool.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Fantastic. Get us out of here.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been a great first season.
Roll us out of here, you fucking log.
Let's fucking go.
We really appreciate all the support this year, guys. We can't wait to get season 2 with you.
Yep, that's great.
I'm trying to do an outro here. Do you want me to do an outro?
Yep. You pepperoni nipple having dick.
Waiting for you to finish it. Let's go.
Well, let's go.
All right.
Hey,
all right. Thanks. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your support. We'll talk to you guys next season. You guys have a safe holiday, and we will talk to you later.